Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Tuesday. It's May 21st, and it is officially Gemini season. So happy birthday, Gemini. Hope you are celebrating already, all season, and that you enjoy your birthday. That's my sister sign right there. Yeah, and we are certainly bracing ourselves for the whirlwind of truth and revelation and communication that this season, by way of Gemini, is gifting us all. So, happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to us, I suppose. Yeah, I hope you're doing well today. And on this fine Tuesday, it's beautiful outside. Beautiful weather where I am. And it's going to be pretty warm all week, so there's that. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. All right, we got the Tower, something shocking. Something unpredictable. Life-changing event or situation. I just heard a sobering moment. Yep. Got that. But also transformative too. The Temperance card, especially with the Tower, there's definitely some balance and harmony that, okay. So it's like something shocking or sudden, surprising or unexpected that could occur, but what it brings is like a unprecedented experience of peace and tranquility, apparently. With the Temperance here and the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction and temperance, harmony with self, the Five of Swords. What's the Five of Swords about? Ooh, so it's definitely something shocking, but it makes way for it's like bittersweet, because it's a shocking moment that may even feel a bit heavy, but what it clears the way for is something more sound and spiritually grounding is what I'm getting here. Five of Swords and the 3, that's the 8. Yeah, something that's going to be mentally and emotionally liberating. What could that look like? Because, whoa, oh, okay. And that's going to bring a new opportunity too? Wow. So it seems like whatever it is, however astounding, shocking, or unpredictable it may be, there's a great deal to look forward to. Like, it's something that kind of has to happen, is what I'm feeling. That you can't really get around it. It's something that it's like a breakthrough. It's like a breakthrough, but it may be packaged in a strange way. But what it affords or leaves behind or opens the way for is ultimately not only it seems to be what's needed, but what is desired as well. Yeah. Let's see what we got. In fact, I'm gonna shuffle on that. Judgment. Yeah. Or that's the second chance. New start. And whatever it is, you'll have the resources to more or less turn it in your favor, alchemize it. Wow, 10 of Pentacles, yeah. It's something prosperous. 7 of Swords. That kind of comes in a bit sneaky, yeah, but it brings balance. Yep, with the 6. So let's see. Wow. Pardon me. The 4 of Wands. And here's the star again. And the 2 and the 4. So you can rest assured. Yeah, it might feel like a bit of something that comes out of your blind spot, or you might feel a bit blindsided, where again the Tower is that energy where no matter whether it's good or bad, let's just keep it like that, it's something that is a call for readjustment because you weren't necessarily prepared for it or anticipating it or expecting it, but there are some good things that can come out of the Tower. Usually it is for your greatest good overall, because it's for the purposes of clearing a faulty foundation so that you could build something more firm and sustainable and lasting. With the 4 of Wands here, something house related or home base related, could be even within your relationship or some establishment that is well secured, or that may be what is to be accomplished on the other side, is this new establishment of home safety and security, whether it be in an actual house or just even within your own being. And I think that isn't the 4 of Wands Gemini? Yeah, I think it is. Or it may not be, but I know we reference that as a twin flame card. So maybe that's what I'm pulling from, with Gemini being the twins. But here is the 5 of Cups. What's that about? Balancing these emotions. Man, there's some density here that it seems like it kind of can't be avoided. However, to ground yourself with, to ground yourself with the truth and affirmation that everything is working for you, not against you. You could weather anything. You could literally manage any disappointment or dismay in this regard. Let's see what's on the other side of that. Five of Cups. It's change. Like I said, it's feeling bittersweet. It's like something is being... There's a loss to gain here. Yeah, I was about to say something's being laid to rest. And here is the rest in mentality as well, like to rest your mind. And as you manage, whatever it may be, to still just keep yourself centered on the truth, which ultimately, no matter what is, as I said, that everything is working for your greatest good. Even the things that you can't control, the things you couldn't prepare for, the things that you may want to change or have turn out differently. You just kind of got to trust yourself with the universe at this time. Or in any event, I should say, really. What's on the bottom? Oh my gosh. This could be something tragic that maybe doesn't even necessarily happen to you directly, because of the Four of Wands, and maybe that's what it is, because even some of the more upbeat cards, it seems like these are things that could be happening around you, or that you may be privy to the knowledge of, and sometimes that could cause a disturbance in the stability and balance and harmony, even that temperance energy, your peace, and again, like your tranquility, to stay centered, you know, to almost stay indifferent to some degree with that two of swords. Not indifferent meaning you don't care, but not allowing yourself to be too adversely affected by what you may discover, or what news may arise. Because again, it's like something here, it feels like there's information that could be emotionally impactful or impressionable. You know, like it could be sad. At the same time, it feels like it's not necessarily a direct affliction to you, but emotionally it could be, depending on how you receive it and how you balance it in that Two of Pentacles in real time, as in a physical sense and an energetic sense, and also in a spiritual sense by way of temperance. How you literally temper your emotions, your energy, your reactions, your response, you know, to just kind of like find some balance and acceptance with whatever is known or whatever is revealed, while you still somehow maintain your groundedness, so not to allow it to completely consume you. What's that? Yeah, Two of Wands. Yes, it's going to very distinct course of action and direction that may need to be taken to protect your energy. It could be, I mean, this could be very personal and intimate. It could also even be very general about, as I said, like the Gemini season is going to be like bombshell revelations dropping here, there, and everywhere. And it could, you could become extremely emotionally invested in such an intense frequency of revelation that may or may not even be directly connected to you. But if you allow, it's like even getting invested in popular culture, i.e. celebrity news and gossip and, social I don't even know what you call it. That's how disconnected I can be sometimes. But, the social rumor mill or whatever, social media even. Hell, ultimately, like it could even be that. We do have a full moon coming up on Thursday. Yeah, this is about, really seeing opportunities for positive and fresh engagements, new inspiration that is productive and that engages you at a pure, passionate level that is not, not a distraction. That could be a specific course of action that you take from that Two of Wands, where you kind of like are pretty protective and selective of your focus, literally of what you engage with, not allowing yourself to be too overly stimulated, particularly by way of the things that I mentioned that can be triggering, like social media, gossip, other people's business, even things that do have some direct connection to you, whether they be have a personal impact or just a correlation. Just being careful about how it provokes you. The Page of Wands is kind of a pure, innocent energy, but at the same time, it can be a bit vulnerable. Let's see the bottom. There's a Two of Wands again. Wow. Yeah. Maybe even protecting your inner child is a thing. Protecting it and more or less like arousing it or catering to it. What's the right word? Not arousing it, but stimulating your inner child. So maybe really just doing things that are intentionally joy-inducing, fun, exciting, entertaining, like when we really engage in your inner child, what brings joy and what brings a spirit of adventure and discovery. Maybe focusing more on things like that with very intense intention, and like to allow yourself to maintain this balance here, or to even restore it if that's needed. Wow. Seven of Cups. Yeah, protecting yourself from any illusions or this is kind of, yeah, but it's connected to the Page of Wands though, and being very careful of what you allow in your energetic force field at this time, whether this is proactive or reactive, whether there's a cause for some self-care or some intense personal protection, or just to be energetically responsible at this time, given there could be a lot going on in the realm, generally speaking, that you could get distracted, you could get bombarded, you could be affected, you could get triggered, and you just want to make sure that you're not being provoked by energies that ultimately they exist outside of you, really, more projective or deflective than personally experienced. And that's what the Seven of Cups also represents, like really kind of being distracted with illusions or projections that are quite limited at that, or limiting, particularly emotionally limiting. Yeah, definitely want to consecrate yourself, set yourself apart so that you can be clearly discerning about what is your energy, what is for you to absorb, what's for you to release, what's for you to respond and react to, what should be in, have access to your auric field, like what belongs there, here after the Seven of Cups, and what doesn't. Yeah, with the Moon card, that's Pisces 2 times, or Cancer. I don't know, and knowing we have this moon coming up, the full moon is in Sagittarius, so it's going to be a bit more intensified and especially given we're in Gemini season, and I know there's some other aspects that I'm gonna have to dig into before I speak on it, but given we're in Gemini season, it's really an emphasis here on information and communication. Thankfully, Gemini, is mutable, so is Sagittarius. Jupiter vibes are a bit more mutable, but the intensity between the two in a full moon, there really could be some secrets revealed or some information that's divulged that could be life-changing. And honestly, with the high priestess here and the moon, you may or may not already have some intuitive nudge about this information, or had some, idea, some emotional intelligence regarding it, meaning you may have felt something, or it may not even be that much of a surprise to you, but it's something about maybe confirmation in this season, where it's no longer just a thought or an idea, or a premonition, or something in the corner of your mind. Like there's some confrontation of revelation here that is going to be very conclusive, but also very, very resolving, I guess would be the word. Resolute. I don't know what that word would be. Like there is something that's going to be quite final and clear about whatever is revealed, or whatever intel you may engage. However, it'll bring a lot of closure to perhaps cycles that have been open, or been inconclusive, or obscure, or a mystery up until that moment. So it's kind of like, it's one thing to think and believe, but it's another thing to know, something is what it is. And then there's no more real room for consideration or possibility that it could or couldn't be, that type of thing. But at the same time, there's no more consideration. There's no, some things, depending on the frequency of what is being shared or what's being revealed, you may or may not feel like you wish you didn't know, or you didn't, have confirmation of, or something that you, again, just wish wasn't true, or wish was a different way. But what seems to be comforting in the end is the resolution and closure, no matter what. That's the upside of it. To dissipate this fog of confusion with the Seven of Cups and illusion, and to be quite clear in the connections between spirit and truth. Keep your guards up. Again, protect your energy, stand your ground on what you know to be true for you, what is valid, what is important. Not everything deserves your attention or your response or reaction, even if it has shock value, Temper your emotions and your reactions, and, be clear about where you stand and unapologetic about that. No matter what the obstinance or pushback or resistance may be, or objection may be to that's the way of protection right now, especially if it's particularly emotionally intense. Yeah, with the Three of Pentacles here. There could be more, there could be, the only thing that you can really account for is yourself at this time. And with all the revelation and truth to be revealed and discovered, there still could be more motive and intention behind what is out of your control, particularly if it's a matter of people you know, in your response and reactions with people, your interactions and engagements with people, you can only do, you only respond. You're not obligated to bend on account of anybody else's will or insistence. And it's kind of like a respect measure here, where it's like this could be a positive creativity here or collaboration, or it could be a dark one, but either way it's like giving way to what the things that can't be known without question, and also shouldn't necessarily, like other people's motives or intentions, you know, ulterior motives and things like that, and or whatever invested interest they may have. You can only take it at face value for what it is perceived to be, and that's all the pressure that you should really allow yourself to shoulder at this time. Otherwise that's how you could get swept into the undercurrent of things that, you know, again, you just don't have control over or even a say so to finalize or change, you know, where you don't even need to, because all that really matters is what you've established as a firm foundation to stand upon, what is secure for you, what is safe to you. You can't really leave that up to anyone else, no more than anyone else could leave that up to you, like respectfully. The difference is sometimes people will try to make their issue your issue, or their demands and commands your responsibility. And, you know, that's when it becomes a matter of choice as to what you engage with and what you don't, with your own standard of integrity. Oof, yikes. Yeah. And this is limitations, this is imbalance, this is obsession in many different ways, but particularly I'm feeling like control obsession. And that's definitely something that you kind of want to protect yourself from. Being triggered into a confrontation or some type of engagement that takes you out of your safe space. Yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles, because that's the highest value here. Protecting your peace. And your energy, literally your auric field, is your money maker. So if you're just allowing any old thing to kind of get up in there and challenge you and charge you to do things that you ultimately wouldn't wake up feeling good about the next day, or wouldn't walk away. This could even be being provoked to anger, you know, that you wouldn't feel content with yourself, or even to do things that you don't feel good about, you don't feel settled with, that challenge your integrity or challenge your values, your security even. That's what you are jeopardizing here. the Ace of Pentacles, just like the treasure of you at your highest value. And nothing is worth that, not in this season. That's why it's important that, like I said, to really be clear about where your energy begins and ends, and that helps to distinguish projections and deflections that you may consider as information or as just, reality, or even respect for what it is, but that you do not have to absorb. You have the authority to say no to whatever does not, whatever is not stabilizing for your own foundation. For whatever is just straight up destabilizing, right? That could trigger you into habits or energies, that behaviors, things that are just anti supreme you, supreme self, you at your best, you at your most pleased posture of self-awareness and acceptance and satisfaction. It's like there's nothing on this board that's worth jeopardizing that. Goodness. Oh. Okay. Death card. Yeah, it's gonna be it may, let me not deflect and say it absolutely is, because like I said, it may not be you. It may be just what you hear. And if you're particularly, as with the Moon card and the High Priestess, if you are someone that, even the Five of Cups, that is particularly empathic, you could feel the energy in the universe, and it have a direct impact on you, which is why spiritual hygiene is very important. Taking yourself a spiritual bath or a shower, prayer, meditation, sage, santo, keeping just a light, airy space in your home being your sanctuary, your safe space. Like, all of that is important, because like I said, it literally, if you are emotionally cognizant as the High Priestess can be, you could feel the energy of other people's pain when it literally has no effect on you. So if it could be something revelatory that you find out that does, have some direct impact or correlation to your life, yeah, it could be triggering, and it could be it could be provocative. So this is like a pregame, just to kind of like temper yourself down. Whatever it is, like I said in the beginning, it's bringing endings to something that seems like is not really the highest frequency desirable anyway, with the Devil and the Death card. And the Page of Cups. Yeah. It's an emotional message. an apology, condolences, could even be some terms of endearment, could be multiple things that could be emotionally, again, provocative or triggering. But with the High Priestess here, you are well equipped to ground any incoming frequency. To see beyond, the limitations of it, especially emotionally, so that there's a bigger purpose here. Also Jupiter energy with it being the full moon in Sagittarius, like there's room for a higher perspective and evolved, expanded, and literally elevated perspective of the big picture, how all the pieces come together, not being so singularly focused that all you see is one way, particularly how it affects you, or even how it just allows you to expand your view, and to, if nothing else, to call in a spirit of optimism if you don't have it naturally, to see a way of acceptance for whatever it may be. The most unfavorable of things, which obviously is represented here, there's still provision for an elevated perspective for that as well. Built into the transit, and the season, because I don't think it's just limited to the moon. Yeah, it's not limited to the moon. And here is it's the season, like Gemini season. I just think is going to be interesting, to say the least. I really do think like there might be a few bumps and lumps, but for the most part, like it's so imperative that the truth be told, the truth be revealed, and there's no stone left unturned now by way of wonder, nothing left to speculation anymore, that you know exactly what cards you're dealing with, and you can establish your own personal standard of security and stability and even independence on account of that closure. Yeah, like this is ideal here with the Nine of Pentacles, like really living in a state of satisfaction and security. Wow, World card. Yeah, it's just closing some cycles, and I would say there's evidence here to some degree, or at least I feel it, that it's something that you already kind of prepared for, or the cycle wouldn't be able to close effectively anyway, not with all of this positive potential here. It'd just be all doom and gloom, but there's too much positive projection, even stabilizing from the very beginning of the spread, to not be fully equipped to receive this closed chapter for the purposes of looking forward to something brand new. It's like it's time to move on. It's time to evolve, and something in you knows that, probably even called this in at this time again, or I don't think it would be. Could even be a breakup. Wow. With the, you know, definitely could be some disconnection or truth that is, that incites detachment in some way, shape, or form. But again, as I said, if anybody is equipped, not only do we have the Nine of Pentacles, now we got the Queen of Wands, who can alchemize any experience into something that is powerful and can be empowered by it, as a matter of fact, before even the alchemization, that literally can see everything in its highest frequency and make an empowered decision to respond or react in a creative, to actualize herself with a creative response or reaction, is what I should say. So that could look like, practically speaking, like post breakup, you know, like you actually are grateful for your season of singlehood, or just grateful to be available, because I mean, straight next to the Queen of Wands, so there's still, you know, it seems like you may not be single for long. If that's the case, you know, the Queen of Wands is definitely attractive and alluring, so she has no trouble getting back in the saddle if that's what she chooses to do. If we're talking about something so primitive, of course, I don't think it's limited to that, but it's like Nine of Pentacles, you actually feeling grateful for a season coming to a close and looking forward to what's new, what's fresh. And then here you are as the Queen of Wands in that frequency, attracting all types of exciting possibilities to you, whether it's another man or a new way to express your passion, more free time to just do you and explore who you are, or making room for the ideal situation, the aligned situation, whether it be person, place, or thing, to present itself, like making space for that. There's that too. So it's like, whatever it is, whatever the life-changing revelation, information, transformation, you know, transportation, maybe moving somewhere, perhaps, whatever it is, you'll be pleased by it. Yeah, look with the Emperor here. It's empowering. It allows you to reclaim your creative power. To reestablish, or maybe to newly establish, if it wasn't already before. Maybe it's a new establishment of courage and confidence and even beauty and creativity that you are being appointed to activate and actualize at this time. You know, like, certainly to really be free to kind of like flex your creative muscles, so to speak. Sometimes it comes through release of unfavorable circumstances, or allowing those circumstances to kind of be a paintbrush, you know, to some degree. this resistance here that may want to present itself to be a challenge, but there's no match for the Queen of Wands. This could be opinions. This could be, objections to how to whatever it is that your decision to establish yourself creatively or energetically, however you position yourself to engage this new season and cycle may not come short with some objections or some opinions, and maybe just obstinate ideals, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Maybe just straight up aggression. Like, I'm trying to be diplomatic about it, but I guess not everybody is going to be okay with what you decide or how you decide to live your life, especially when it's something that's maybe even new to you. But just as sure as that Emperor was at the bottom of the last spread, that's your prerogative. And the Queen of Wands is apologetic to no one for her creativity. As she's a one-woman show, if she has to be, she don't need no audience. She will entertain herself if need be, but certainly quite confident and secure in their personal and in her personal expression in that energy. So anybody that has an opinion against it, that feels differently or is offended, that's what I'm getting, like some sense of offense here. That's where those boundaries are well maintained. Others' offense can't necessarily be yours. All you can do is defend yourself, and not in the sense where you feel like you have to offer explanation per se, just defending your position of decision by standing firm on it. Sometimes there's no explanation needed. Oh my God, the Tower came out 3 times. It's like, oh, you wasn't gonna take me out? I got something for you. Yeah, it's definitely given that, it could be a matter of seeing how well you are weathering the unpredictable and the unexpected that is provoking for others. Like, why aren't you more bothered? Why aren't you scared? Why aren't you insecure? Why aren't you depressed? Why aren't you worried about money? Why aren't you having sleepless nights? Why aren't you afraid to die? Like all these things that somebody or some energy might want to deflect onto you. It's like, it could be quite provoking for you to be in a position of the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, like virtually, and the High Priestess, this little triangle energy right here, like virtually unbothered, confident and secure. That is quite alarming, like I wanted to find another word, than provoking, because I keep saying that, but there's something about that here, like it's some people just don't understand how you can maintain a certain frequency of balance and peace and security with yourself when it seems like the world is ending. But your outlook is that everything that is coming to an end must be ordained to do so, or else a new beginning doesn't get to be. And we can't stay stuck in the same cycle. It's time to evolve, to ascend, to transcend turmoil, trauma. We can't live there. There's literally no where to get comfortable in that energy. Some people feel like it's safer there to not have a great expectation from much else, but there's certain frequencies incarnated that just refuse to settle for that. It's not an option. Yeah, here we go. Yep. And it's like any energies that would even want to present themselves to be a protagonist or in your own story at that, you know, it's like this is your stage, your story, and somehow people have an issue with how you choose to author it and illustrate it. And it's like, that's not your problem. You're going to go right around that energy and keep on moving. As really, like I said, like not even being bothered trying to defend yourself. Like, it's literally like this Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles energy completely bypasses this objection just by maintaining her position of personal security and confidence. You'd be surprised how advancing that can be, even in the face of a very a very rageful enemy. That you just sitting doing what you do, answering to your own integrity, doing what is what you feel is designed for you to do, is the thing that will not only be protective, also offensive to any objections, and as well as accelerating beyond it. Like you'll be two ships passing in the night ultimately before they even really get to reach you with the bullshit. That means people could have opinions that you're not even aware of. People could have something to say that never even reaches your ears. Or it could be very confrontational, but it still won't make an impact on how you get to proceed forward. Here, evidently, with the Eight of Wands, it's like you're too focused and too secure in your own skin to allow the objections of others, the judgments and opinions of others to stop you from advancing at this point. So whatever the revelation may be, however intense it may be, however dismal it could be, however final it may be, however alarming, shocking, maybe even sad it could be, there's still a trajectory that you're on, that you're committed to and devoted to in such a way that it just can't be held back at this time. Perhaps never again, which is the world card. Like whatever is being closed in this cycle or has been closed in this past cycle doesn't have the same effect or impact in the one to come. Unless you say so, of course. Like you have, again, the authority to decide, to engage, to get up and fight this Knight of Swords. You have that right if you so choose to, but there's just there are more important things that your energy would be much more well invested into than fighting, a losing battle is what that is. Six of Cups. Wow, and here's the truth. Ace of Swords been coming out heavy these days. Well, that's of course, like Gemini. Okay, gotcha. And the Six of Cups. Yeah, this could be about revelations of. That's why it could be triggering because, and I was saying about nurturing your inner child and all that good stuff, because it could be a matter of revealing some childhood experience, whether it be a wounding, an insecurity, a dysfunction, a dependency, but whatever is being shed light upon is also being resolved. There's closure being brought to this now. It's not a matter of regenerating this cycle again, unless again you choose to, but it's for the purposes of bringing a healthy clarity to what was, knowing what of it gets to be released now, and what, if any of it, gets to regenerate or persist beyond this present moment into any future existence. Yeah, so there's the truth right there. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it does, but it will absolutely set you free. You could never go wrong at least knowing the truth. Like, ignorance is not bliss. Like I said, sometimes once you know something and you can't unknow it, you may wish that it was different, or sometimes wish you could go back to the bliss of your ignorance. But those are the things ultimately, that ignorance is what has been keeping us bound in cycles that have not been contributing to us evolving individually, collectively, creatively, spiritually, emotionally, especially in relationships, if there's any inflection of that here, which I'm sure there is, particularly with the Four of Wands and then even the Devil card. You know, like it's really breaking the toxicity and trauma that we have made ourselves comfortable with, in some ways because we didn't know no better, but in many ways because it just became a way of life. You know, what else is there to do, or what is there to do about it? And now, whether it be being enlightened to those energies and what residue of it exists from the past that's no longer productive, profitable, or prosperous in the present, or just being detached from it altogether, knowing and not being able to really forge that final detachment, is what the universe is helping us help ourselves with. Because it ultimately is responding, like I said, it's like something you've called in, so it's responding to what, with that star card, what your heart is desiring, what your soul is commanding. The universe is like, your wish is my command. I got you. It's just like sometimes how that gets to be isn't always, you know, how we would have chosen for it to go, but it is certainly effective. It will always be effective when you allow the universe, Supreme Source, God, whatever energy you submit to through your Supreme Self or as your Supreme Self, to do what it does best. And that is evolve us to our best selves. So, take this message as it resonates. Certainly, you know, it's a little more dense than I like it to be, so receive it as you will, in spirit and in truth, but with, I hope, the transmission of that larger than life, optimistic Jupiter energy is sufficient for you to really see the best case scenario for yourself beyond this moment and moving forward. That everything can be an adventure if you allow it to be, and something to look forward to. All right, so much love to you. I'll definitely talk to you tomorrow, Lord willing. And for now, again, thank you for listening and watching. And as always, I leave you with peace.